All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be breaking down the essential ideas from the book, The AI-Driven Leader. This is all about how you can not only survive, but actually thrive in this new age of artificial intelligence. We're going to explore how AI is fundamentally changing the very definition of what it means to be a leader.
You know, this first quote really sets the stage perfectly. Think about it. Just like electricity completely rewired the world over a century ago, AI is doing the exact same thing right now. This isn't just some small upgrade to our existing tools, it's a profound paradigm shift. It's changing the very foundations of how business gets done.
And that brings us to the book's central and pretty uncompromising point. This isn't about getting a small competitive edge. No. The argument here is that failing to bring AI into your decision-making process is a critical, maybe even a fatal business error. The gap between those who adopt AI and those who wait, well, it's not going to be a gap. It's going to be a chasm.
And you know what? That chasm is already starting to form. So, let's look at some of the hard data, because the numbers really prove this isn't just another tech trend that's going to fade away. This is a massive, irreversible tidal wave of change.
First off, just look at the economic scale we're talking about. A projected $184 billion market by 2025. This isn't some niche technology for hobbyists. This is a global economic engine, and it's already firing on all cylinders.
In this is a really crucial point. 72% of businesses are already using AI in some form. This isn't something to prepare for in the future, it's the reality of today. The majority of companies are already in the game, which means if you're not, you are officially in the minority.
Now, I know there's a lot of anxiety about AI taking jobs, but the data also points to massive job creation, an estimated 97 million new roles by 2025. This shows us that AI isn't just about automating old work, it's creating entirely new ecosystems and brand new opportunities for people who are ready to adapt.
So, if the entire landscape is changing this fast and this dramatically, what does that actually mean for leaders? Well, it means we need a whole new playbook. We need to evolve from that traditional, gut-feeling style of leadership to something more like an AI-augmented model.
This slide really highlights that fundamental shift. The traditional leader, they relied on their personal experience, their intuition, which, let's be honest, is naturally limited and full of unconscious biases. The AI-driven leader doesn't throw intuition out the window. They supercharge it. They shift from just reacting to crises to proactively predicting trends, all backed by solid data analysis.
And this new approach, it requires a completely new toolkit. It's not enough anymore to just be a great manager of people. Leaders today have to be data literate so they can ask smart questions of their AI systems. They need sound ethical judgment to govern these powerful tools, and a collaborative mindset that knows how to blend human creativity with the raw power of machine intelligence.
This chart just illustrates the evolution so well. Back in the 90s, a major decision could easily take weeks. Then, in the 2010s, we got spreadsheets and better data tools, and that time shrank to days or hours. But now, in the AI-driven era, we are literally talking about minutes, sometimes even seconds. And notice that direct relationship. As the decision speed skyrockets, the error rate just plummets, from a frankly staggering 25 to 40% down to a potential 5 to 10%.
Okay, so we've talked about the theory. Now let's get into the practical side of things. How exactly does AI give you a real, tangible advantage out in the real world? The incredible speed really comes from a three-step process. First, AI automates the incredibly slow and tedious work of gathering and cleaning data. Second, it analyzes all that data at a scale and speed that's just impossible for a human brain, finding hidden connections in milliseconds. And third, and this is key, it doesn't just dump raw data on you. It synthesizes it into clear, prioritized, actionable recommendations.
And we're seeing this kind of pattern recognition everywhere. Take finance, for example. AI isn't just faster, it's actually predictive. It can spot the very faint signals of a market shift, sometimes up to 12 hours before most human analysts even realize a trend is forming.
In healthcare, of course, the stakes are even higher. By sifting through enormous data sets of patient records, AI can pick up on early indicators of disease, which allows for interventions that can literally be the difference between life and death.
Or look at retail. Here, AI connects dots that we humans probably wouldn't even think to connect. It can analyze the sentiment on social media, correlate that with, say, upcoming weather patterns, and predict a sudden jump in demand for a specific product. This allows a company to get ahead of the curve with its supply chain. The impact on accuracy is it's staggering.
We're not talking about small, incremental improvements here. We're seeing massive reductions in costly mistakes across the entire business. I mean, look at these numbers. A 77% drop in forecasting errors. Inventory mistakes down by 79%. These kinds of numbers completely transform a company's profitability.
Let's think about Amazon for a second. Their AI is so sophisticated they call it anticipatory shipping. It analyzes your browsing history and purchase patterns to predict what you're about to buy, and then it starts moving that product to a warehouse near you before you've even clicked the button. The result? A 25% increase in delivery speed. It's incredible.
Or what about Netflix? Their AI isn't just a cool feature, it's the absolute core of their entire business model. An incredible 80% of all the shows and movies people watch come directly from the AI's recommendations. So it's not just suggesting content, it's actively shaping what the world watches.
Now, this all sounds unbelievably powerful, and it is. But as we all know, with great power comes great responsibility. So the final, and you could argue the most important piece of this whole puzzle is figuring out how to navigate the ethical and security challenges that AI brings to the table.
And this is a concern that every leader has to take very, very seriously. Almost 70% of consumers are worried about how their personal data is being used. If you fail to address this, you're not just facing a legal risk, you're looking at a fundamental breach of trust that can absolutely destroy your brand's reputation.
This means leaders have to be constantly vigilant. Look, data is the fuel for AI, but it's also a massive liability. You have to ask the hard questions. Are we collecting it ethically? Is it secure? Are we using AI to empower our employees, or are we using it to surveil them? And maybe most importantly, do you have systems in place to question the AI, not just to blindly follow its recommendations? These aren't just technical questions, they are fundamental questions of leadership.
So we'll end with this final thought. The technology is already here. It's already being used. Your competition is moving at the speed of algorithms, not the speed of spreadsheets. The only question left is a personal one for every leader out there. Are you truly ready to step into this new era?